Hey guys, welcome to the pod seat. My name is AJ.
Hello guys, this is Lex. Uh, as always, welcome back for another video.
So,
So,
what's up, Lex? What kind of topic do you want to cover today?
well, I was watching and reading about something that California is trying to do. I don't know if how familiar you are. I'm sure you are. I don't know about the people that is watching, how familiar they are with California and how they go with their pollution and electric vehicles rules. What they have. Um, but they passed something that is, I think, aggressive. It's just to me, it doesn't. They're trying to do it too quick. So basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop selling diesel truck or 18 wheelers by the year 2036. So by the year 2036, you will not be able to buy an 18 wheeler in California, a diesel 18 wheeler. And they want to go full electric by 2042. So the question is, or the problem I see with this is that I don't think that the state is ready for that. Meaning they don't have enough uh, electric or charge stations. Just last summer, I don't know if you remember last summer, the state of California told their citizens if they had an electric vehicle to not charge their electric vehicle because the power grid wasn't strong enough because they were using too much energy. How how in the world they're gonna try to charge 18 wheelers if they can barely charge their vehicle, a regular passenger vehicle, plus the houses, businesses? How they're gonna even do that? That's my question. It just too soon. I think I think it's gonna take a lot longer, but they're really trying to push that. And not even to mention how how many people is gonna go out of business. Trucking companies, small trucking companies might go out of business. Single owner operators, I don't think they're gonna have 150,000, $180,000 to buy a brand new electric 18 wheeler. And we don't even know what the kind of problems they're gonna have too, because I'm sure there's gonna be a downtime where the 18 wheeler is not gonna work, and they're gonna have to bring it to Tesla, or they're gonna have to bring it to an authorized mechanic. I just don't see that happening. What do you think? I don't see that happening in by 2042. I think it's too soon.
Well, we're 19 years away from it right now. So, um, I mean, a lot can change. Owning an electric vehicle myself, I could say that an electric vehicle is not something that is ready for, at this moment, is not ready for doing big deliveries like what a diesel engine truck can do. Having a electric car also, I drive around a lot, and I did, sometimes for my business have to deliver, parts to my clients. And let me tell you, I would have to charge in the morning and I would have to charge in the afternoon just to get back home and get to, all these specific spots that I needed to go around the city. So when and it's not like it's cheap, like if you are to fill up uh gas here on an average vehicle, it's $50 at the max in Texas right now. In Tesla, to charge up at a supercharger, it takes like 30 cents per kilowatt, which adds up to around a full charge. You can spend $25. So $50 can get me going for at least 3 to 4 days if I was doing that same delivery route. And on a Tesla, it will take me not even a day and it'll go back to zero. So then I would have to charge. So financially and economically speaking, that gas vehicle is more cheaper because I've compared both of them, you know? And when it comes to a diesel engine, you have to realize diesel is more expensive. And to fill up a tank of diesel, they sometimes have two tanks, which could be anywhere from 100-gallon tank to 200-gallon tank on both sides. So you're spending a lot more money on diesel, and to put an electric truck that takes you don't even know we don't even know the actual amount of time that it will actually take to charge up that whole electric truck. And driving electric vehicle, I've been stalled 2 times. Both times I had to call uh my insurance company, and they had to come tow it, take it to the Tesla, and I had to wait like a week, 2 weeks sometimes to get my vehicle back. Sometimes they would issue you Uber credits, or if it takes longer, they'll give you a loaner car. And what are they going to do with the trucks then? If a
Yeah.
truck is not in service, like sometimes if a truck part fails, you can even get a roadside mechanic to come over there, fix it up right away, and you can still head to your delivery because there's specific times and deadlines to meet if you're a truck driver. So if California is uh being the leader in trying to get the zero emissions goal, then that's awesome. That's amazing. But you better back it up because
Yeah.
it takes a lot to actually complete that. And I know Tesla is making a refinery of lithium and everything, so I know a lot of people are buying Teslas. But let's say if it's a downturn right now, like headwinds come and go, what's going to happen if there's a major weather disaster or anything like that? Are you prepared? Is your energy reserves prepared for that kind of the problems that can occur any time? So if your electric grid is powerful enough to take care of a lot of
Yeah,
energy that is required
that's
for.
actually that is actually a good point. Let's say Cali, San Francisco, LA, let's say they get hit with a hurricane, they have no electricity. You need to move your product.
Cali, it would be
How would you, how
crazy
would
for
you,
Cali to get a hurricane though. If
I
they
mean,
a fire, fire,
it could happen. Let's say a earthquake, which it might do the
yeah,
same
that can
damage.
happen. Yeah,
Let's say an earthquake. Let's say it gets an earthquake and then electricity goes out because some structures get damaged. How are they going to power those 18 wheelers plus vehicles? They don't have enough charging stations to do that. I know eventually it's going to happen. I understand. And first of all, I just want to mention this. I'm not trashing Tesla. This video is not about that. This video is about California trying to go zero emission too fast. I'm sure Tesla is a really nice car. It is a beautiful car, but it has some work to do like anything else. But I just how much do you pay for a regular vehicle if you had to tow it? What is that, 150, right?
around
Around that.
there. Yeah, it could depends on the distance. I mean,
An
a
18
truck.
wheeler, an 18 wheeler, even if it's 6 miles, is at least 600, $700. Easy.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if you 18 wheeler, your truck is 500 miles away? you're gonna end up paying $3,000-4,000 just to bring it back home for somebody to work on it. And it
If they
will
could
keep,
work on it, because electric, again, we don't really know what's under the trunk.
yeah, and that would be a problem. That's how businesses are gonna, companies are gonna go out of business. If they only have a small company, maybe they have 5 units, and 3 of those units at auto service, that small company is gonna have to still pay insurance. They're gonna still have to pay their employees. They have taxes to pay, and they still have the maintenance that they need to take care. Hopefully, California is ready for that financially, because that's the key. They need to be ready financially, because this is gonna take a lot of money, a lot.
Well,
And
to be,
one,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say something else too. There's over 1 million trucks, 18-wheelers a day that goes in and out from that state, out of California. They either go in or they either go out. A total of 1 million. How are you gonna cover 1 million trucks, electric 18-wheelers? That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna take longer. I think it's gonna take more than 2042 to be ready for that. And I just hope, from what I read, 5 or 6 other states are trying to do the same thing. I just hope they wait, and I hope they don't jump too soon to do the same thing. I think what they need to do, and every state needs to do, is just wait and see how California handled the whole thing, and wait and learn from their mistakes, because they're gonna make a bunch of mistakes. People, trucking companies are gonna leave California. Think about it, AJ. Freightliners gonna might go out of business if they don't have an 18-wheeler, electric 18-wheelers. They're not gonna have a market in the US. They hire a bunch of people. Volvo, Mack, Peterbilt, Kenworth, International. None of those companies, I have not seen an electric vehicle from these companies. That means that they're not ready yet. And it's going to take more time for them to have a vehicle of that nature. So Tesla is going to be the one taking care of the whole thing, the whole market. And that's not a good thing.
Well, to respond to that, yeah, if these companies want to compete and be ready for the future, they're gonna have to start making some adjustments and create electric trucks. Not saying that I honestly don't think diesel trucks are going anywhere. There's a whole market for it. And if the current truck driver understands this, they know that there is autopilot going in. So they were gonna apply autopilot. I don't know if you remember, to like these new Kenworths and Volvos and Freightliners to drive itself. That was one of the big plans going ahead. But right now, autopilot is at a sensitive state. So maybe in the future, if I don't, yeah, you're right. Maybe not in 2042,
42.
but
Mm-hmm.
maybe. And okay, so if we do some math on it, Tesla, it took Tesla at least quite a few times to get to the $1 million car mark. But now, as you can see, Tesla has been selling at least 400,000 vehicles a quarter. So at least 1.2 million vehicles. And their goal is to get to 2 million vehicles a year. So they're ramping up their production volume. Now, when does that production volume actually hit a pit stop? I think there's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to be like, okay, you know what? I don't really like a Tesla. I want something else. They're going to shop around, obviously. And there's going to be always people that are going to stick with the gas car because, some might think gas is reliable. I think you should have both. You should have the options. And America
Right.
as a capitalist society should, offer you these options. Now when you're in a state like California that is pro environment and and is not thinking about the repercussions of what can happen if you don't have an actual ecosystem for your electric trucks coming in. And if you want to be in zero emissions, it's not that easy. That is basically, you got to respect what you already put out there. You put out the gas vehicles, you put out these fuel vehicles. So just taking it right away, even if it's in 20 years, that it doesn't, it's not going to work well. I don't see it working well. And to a million trucks to replace a million trucks, it's going to be a
And that's
big challenge. I
and
mean, they
that's only
might be
uh,
able to get a million vehicles, but that's just
eventually.
a million vehicles coming in and out, right? So
Eventually, we might get to that, but it's gonna take more than, like you said, than from now to 2042. And that's a million units going to California or leaving California. We're not talking about nationwide. And here's something that I would like to ask the viewers. If you guys just please let us know what you think. Uh, I'm actually taking this serious because I understand a little bit about the trucking business. And just let us know what you think. Let us know what your state is doing, if they're even thinking going electric. If you're outside the US, just let us know what your country, if your country has a program going electric, either vehicles, 18-wheelers, scooters, whatever it is, let us know. We would like to know. Help us understand what your country, if his country is doing to go full green and maybe see the future, uh, like what they say, a better future for us.
electrifying America.
Yeah. Please just let us know, man, and subscribe. Give us the like button. And anything else that you had to say, AJ?
Yeah, safety wise, a lot of people are talking about like, fuel isn't as safe as electricity.
In what terms?
In what terms of like, I mean, we haven't seen any so Tesla has done a great job with their supercharger network. There's a lot of people uh there's a lot of other competitors like Blink charging that are trying to, create charge point stations around America as well. And they've gotten big government contracts with that. Now, I hope this doesn't happen, but if something was to happen at a charge station, if like one of something happens, because it is electricity, it's like high voltage or powers. If something goes wrong, what happens to like the grid and everything? Because like a lot of these things are connected with, other parts and other electricity that goes throughout, this like a
Right.
city or a block or something like that. What happens then? I mean, we haven't gotten there yet. So, I mean, safety wise, I mean, you're gonna have to, if you're gonna go all electric, you're gonna like, if something happens, like we've seen, if the power goes out or anything, grid goes out, is that really gonna stop the whole state from doing anything? I mean, because it could happen if there's
It could
lot
happen.
of you know
Can you imagine if
a
you
lot of
if you
stress. Yeah.
I'm sorry, finish.
Well, I was saying if there's a lot of stress on that grid, I mean, something bad could happen and just boom, like your whole state is basically dependent on electricity, and none of them you guys have it. But to respond to that, a lot of people are what Tesla says is, use your solar panels and solar roofing and power walls and stuff like that to, you know, so you don't have to worry about, relying on the grid. So that is another thing I see that
That's another option.
the potential growth of California to, maybe
But
require every citizen to have like solar panels or solar things so you don't rely on the electric grid. So it would probably help out in the long term, but that still puts like if the grid goes off because you're charging from the superchargers, or they're going to be called mega chargers for big trucks. What happens then? Like, what are you going to do then?
Well,
Are you
here's the
going to
thing.
someone's house and charge it?
Let's say we don't have any electricities because San Francisco already, I think they're order a couple of like trash trucks. But think about it. Let's say the ambulance and firefighters go 100% electric. And at one point, there's no electricity to charge them. Let's say something bad happens, we go to war, whatever happens. There's no ambulance to come and rescue you. There's no firefighters to come and help you with the fire. But we can continue and talk about this some other time, another video. I just, there's a lot to talk about this, but we're gonna do it in a different video. And once again, guys, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe, give us the like button, let us know what you think, and we will see you in the next video. Take care of
Take care.
yourself. We'll see you next on the next one.